Hello guys, it is an 8-game NBA slate for Wednesday, January 16th. So starting off at point guard here, you have James Harden again. Now he's up to 13,000 against Brooklyn, and Clint Capella is out. Eric Gordon is questionable. He could be back. Gordon's probably going to be on a minutes limit, but they really need just this extra ball handling, the secondary scorers. So Gordon could very well play close to 30 minutes in his first game back, even if he returns. If Gordon remains out, then James Harden, again, just going to be a very chalky player. Now he needs 65 for 5x, but still, he's not fallen below 70 his last 4 games, and we all know his ceiling. He can really get you 100. So, if he hits one of those ceiling games, you definitely are going to need him. So, even a few $100 extra. Now he's going to be at home. Brooklyn, we know that they're not a great defensive team. Harden, just we know what he is. That's it. 13K. The only thing that probably drives you off of him is if Gordon, plays a lot of minutes. Definitely can take away some of the ball handling and the scoring opportunities for Harden, but still, it's just Harden, and it's Gordon when he's going to be on the court without Harden. But also, it's Anthony Davis. If you want to pay up for Anthony Davis, then you probably can't get both AD and Harden because there really isn't that much value as of right now. And for the guys that are your value, you don't feel comfortable with them. Like guys I'm going to be touching on are like Omri Caspi, Yarepko, Mills, Bellinelli. They're just not safe, and they don't have like upside of the 30s. So it's going to be tough. So it might be just a night where you got to pick one, Harden or AD. Next is Kyrie Irving, 8.6K. He's come out and said that he wants to be kind of like the guy that just gets all these guys together. This game's gonna be gonna be at Boston against Toronto, another favorite out in the East. So this game, Kyrie Irving could definitely come back, step up. He did rest to come back just healthier for this game. So I think this game against the Raptors, just being at home after a tough loss last time against Orlando, and then how the Celtics lost to the Nets last time without Kyrie. I think Kyrie's gonna come back and just really make a statement here, and this is a good price for Kyrie, 8.6K, even with a lot of the Celtics guys healthy. Marcus Smart is questionable, so that actually opens up some value for Jaylen Brown if he were to miss. But really, it's Kyrie Irving here at only 8.6K. I really like this spot for him. Next, Spencer Dinwiddie, 5.4K. His price is really falling down now, and Houston, they don't really play defense. Sure, they're a tough team to play because James Harden, but here, if Shabazz Napier were to miss, D'Angelo Russell, he doesn't really play that well when the Nets are away. Dinwiddie hasn't had that great of a game, but here, definitely, if Napier were to miss, he could push 30 minutes, and we know Dinwiddie has some upside here, especially at this price tag. As you can see, he's fallen a ton, over 2,000 the past month. This really isn't that tough a matchup. It's kind of slow-paced game, but Dinwiddie, if Napier were to miss, Russell doesn't play well at away from home. Definitely, Dinwiddie could be that kind of guy that just comes off the bench and provides some stability, and maybe can keep this game close. So Dinwiddie, definitely a nice play because you gotta look at some Brooklyn dude if you're gonna be playing James Harden. Obviously, they could still blow out, but Harden is the guy because he carries the whole offense. But it'd be nice to maybe try to run it back with a guy from Brooklyn, and I think Dinwiddie definitely is a guy that you should look at. Next, Jalen Brunson, definitely not the highest point per minute guy that you're gonna be able to see, but Brunson here without JJ Barea for the season now. Brunson's price is up a little bit, but he's probably going to see close to 30 minutes regardless if the game is close or not. They just need another guard out there that can handle aside from Doncic. So Brunson could definitely play some minutes. Obviously, he's not going to do the most with those minutes, but he's going to get a lot of playing time, and they're going to be at home. Role players always play better at home. Brunson, just the minutes and the opportunity, it's there, but obviously production's lacking. But definitely something that you need to look at just because DSJ could be out here. Next is Shelvin Mack, 3.8K. again, they're not going to have Kyle Anderson, so Mac could definitely go in, just play a lot of minutes because of him being out, and then he can step in with Mike Conley together. And Marcus Gasol could also be out. Shelvin Max actually played some blowouts, so if that's something that you're concerned, Mac could be potentially safe just because they don't have as many bodies out there, with Kyle Anderson being out. And Marcus Gasol is also questionable with the hand injury, so Mac definitely could get extra usage when or if Gasol were to miss. So Shelvin Mac 3.8K definitely has a kind of like a low floor, but he has some upside just due to his 3.8K price tag and could definitely see close to 30 minutes. And then Patty Mills, 3.7K. He's been getting minutes. Marco Bellinelli was out last game. He has a pretty nice floor here. If Bellinelli were to miss, I think Mills is going to be a pretty popular value pick if people are going to try to fit Harden and AD together. So Mills I do like if Bellinelli is out. And then on the shooting guard, James Harden, as we said earlier. And then Luka Doncic, 8.4K. I think without, or if DSJ were to miss, Doncic at 8.4K, he's going to be a good play. I'd say 40 is what you should see or expect at the minimum out of him, and he has the upside for sure. We've seen it before. Sure, the Spurs are a pretty solid defensive team, but this game's gonna be at home. Doncic plays better at home, and if DSJ were to miss, then Doncic is gonna have even more ball handling opportunity without Barea, without DSJ. So Doncic, even in what may seem like a scary matchup, I think Doncic is a terrific play here. And then if you like Doncic, I think it's definitely a nice idea to run it back with DeMar DeRozan, 8.1K. This game, I think it will stay close, and 8.1K for DeRozan is definitely a pretty nice tag or price tag here. In games that do stay close, DeRozan usually does pretty well. We've seen him in blowouts definitely just totally just not hit value, not even close to hitting value, but this is not a spot that is as clear as a position where we just want to take LaMarcus Aldridge. Dallas has bigs like DeAndre Jordan, which is probably going to be covering Aldridge because Rudy Gay is going to come back. So Gay probably starts at the 4, Aldridge back to the 5. And off the bench, you have Dwight Powell, Salah Mejri if he gets some run, Maxi Kleber. They have guys that definitely can bring in some defense. So Aldridge isn't in that same dominant spot that he was against Charlotte, against OKC. So DeRozan could definitely come in here and be the guy more than Aldridge because Barnes isn't that stellar of a defender. Doncic isn't. They don't really have guys that can cover DeRozan. So I think this is a pretty nice spot if you want to just kind of stack this mini stack with DeRozan and Doncic. It makes sense. Definitely one-offs of Doncic or DeRozan also are definitely fine. Russell isn't a guy that I really want here on the road. Klay Thompson is pretty interesting if you're game stacking. Lou Williams, 6.1K seems really cheap. Regardless of Utah's slow pace, matchup, whatever it is, Lou Will usually is capped at 30 minutes. High 20s usually you can expect. But a pretty nice floor, just the ball handling, the scoring, the assists. And then, if he falls into some steals, some rebounds, he definitely is going to hit overvalue. 6.1K is pretty cheap. Definitely a guy that I'm going to want some of. But if you're paying up for Harden AD, it's going to be really tough to get Lou. So I think, if it does come out to be kind of those slates that are Harden and AD and then just get value, then Lou Will is going to be very low owned, especially with all these other mid-range guys, just because there's nobody that really stands out here in the mid-range and like up to maybe 8Ks. So definitely all these guys could definitely be way under owned because people want to go Harden and AD. Next, Jaylen Brown. If Marcus Smart were to miss, Jaylen Brown's probably going to start again, and Brown definitely can see 30s, maybe even over 30 minutes. Toronto's a good defensive team, but Brown, if he were to start, definitely the minutes are going to be there, and he has some upside. We've seen it before. He's hit 40s even with Marcus Smart healthy. So this guy legitimately has 10x upside, even with Kyrie Irving back. Definitely you shouldn't expect that kind of a crazy game out of Jaylen Brown, but he has upside. Only 4.6K. If he starts, probably going to be really chalky because he is so cheap, and the kind of upside that he has being at home, get you all those studs. Brown, definitely a solid play if Smart is out. And then Marco Bellinelli, he's currently questionable, but he is only 3.8K, and he was very, very hot from 3 before he got hurt. They're going to be away here, but Bellinelli, he's a veteran guy. He's going to put up shots, going to be really shooting the ball when he's on the court. Plays 20 minutes usually. That's pretty nice of a floor because he's always going to make shots. And then he'll probably get you a little bit of the other stats. Definitely not a huge contributor elsewhere, but it's his threes and probably can get you value just alone based on his shooting. On the small forward, Giannis, definitely there's a mention just because he's going to be very low owned against a very slow Memphis team that usually people don't like to target because they're slow. Defense is pretty solid, but obviously Giannis on a back-to-back, this is going to be very low owned for Giannis. Terrific rebounding spot, especially if Marcus Gasol were to miss that'd be even better for Giannis. And he is 11K. This game could definitely blow out without or with Gasol, so there's risk there. And it's a back-to-back, as I said, but it's going to be really low owned. And like today against the Heat, Giannis was only 3% owned in GPPs. That's very low for a guy that we know has crazy 80-point upside. So Giannis, when everyone's going to be on Harden and AD, definitely a nice pivot, but definitely only GPPs because AD and Harden are definitely more of the cash plays here. Next, Kevin Durant. I liked him tonight. He got 47. It ended up being a blowout, so he couldn't finish the fourth. So he definitely lost minutes there. But here, again, New Orleans, they give up a lot of points to small forwards. Kevin Durant in an excellent spot. One of the best matchups for small forwards here. Just fast-paced, no defense. Durant's going to be at home. Definitely, maybe there's blowout concern, but Golden State is on a back-to-back. They did have to fly in back home, though. New Orleans is rested. They only had to fly up. So here, I think this game can definitely stay close. It currently is a pretty close spread. KD 9.8K, under 10K for him that we know he has 70-point upside here, even with all the players healthy. There's still no Cousins for this game, so I really like KD 9.8K. Just a terrific spot. Drew Holiday could definitely cover Curry, try to limit him a bit. So KD might have to do a little bit more. Obviously, Curry's Curry, but KD here, excellent spot. Next is Joe Ingles. It looks like he'll definitely play, but we'll have to wait on that. He did return after he left early before halftime. But really, Ingles against the Clippers here, even away 5.9K without all the ball handlers, it's him and Mitchell. And Ingles, if he's healthy, he's going to play 30-plus minutes easily. He only played 29 because of that injury that he picked up, but he did return. Solid floor, I would say. 5.9K, has upside of 40. I think he hit around 50 actually one time when he was back at home because he was just on fire from 3. So he definitely has upside with all these injuries. And Clippers, they play pretty fast. They're not a good defensive team, so definitely this game could stay close, and they're gonna need Ingles and Mitchell for this game to be a pretty nice close game. And then Jay Crowder, 4.3. Let me find Crowder. 4.3K. In this spot, if Joe Ingles were to miss, Crowder's going to be pretty chalky. Even with Ingles healthy, though, Crowder coming off the bench, going to see close to 30 minutes. Definitely could see him playing a bit more because of how the Clippers like to play Tobias and Gallinari at the 4. So Crowder could definitely get those minutes over Derek Favors, and they'll finish with Crowder and Gobert at the 4 and the 5 instead of Favors. So Crowder here in a spot where we expect him to be picking up a few more minutes and his price being down a little bit with just the poor recent performance. He just hasn't been shooting well, but obviously shooting, you only need one night where he can just, catch fire and really hit all of his shots. And really, 4.3K people are not going to be on this play just because of how poorly he's played. And if you want to play him just in a GPP, definitely he has upside. We've seen it before. Just out of nowhere, coming off the bench, he has 40-point upside. So 10x is very well a possibility, and that's what you kind of got to look at in GPP. So Crowder, not a bad play, regardless if Ingles is out or not. And then next, Evan Turner. Also 4.3K. Only if Mo Harkless is out, but this is a spot that I could blow out. But Turner provides a pretty nice floor as long as this game doesn't blow out, but I think it could. So that's what might make me want to go with a guy like Crowder or Gerald Green, who is right below Turner. If Eric Gordon were to miss, this is going to be like a lock for a lot of people because Daniel House, his contract expired, so he's going to go back to the G League. If Eric Gordon were to miss, Green is probably going to start, and he's probably going to see 30, maybe 30 plus minutes here against Brooklyn. He's going to be at home. He's going to be shooting a lot. He's going to have to do a whole lot of scoring. Obviously, he's more of just a spot-up shooter here, but we know he was pretty athletic back then. But his role is going to be three-pointers, and we know he's not afraid to shoot. He takes all these contested shots that he somehow makes. 4.3K with the kind of minutes that he should get, and he definitely has upside because he usually will get you some rebounds, and if he gets you some threes, really, because he hasn't been shooting all that well, but he's going to be shooting a lot, and the minutes are going to be there, and we know he's not afraid to shoot. So 4.3K, if Eric Gordon is out, terrific play. Going to be way more owned than Turner and Crowder, but definitely Green, he's the guy if you're looking at a 4.3K forward. And then next, Omri Caspi, 3.5K. He picked up some extra minutes because of Kyle Anderson's injury, and this guy could possibly get blowout run too. So that's not something that you're going to be scared of. Obviously, they have guys like Justin Holiday that are going to for sure get blowout run, but Caspi, he's gone blowout run before. Obviously, every team has more than 5 guys that they don't really play a lot because they're not the starters, but Caspi here should see around 20 minutes at least, and definitely has maybe, could just fall into 30 minutes, especially if they're going to be thin. He's not that bad of a play in terms of fantasy, and only at 3.5K, if he can play 25 minutes like how he did last game and get you 21.8, that's really not bad, and he only shot 6 times. So in a matchup where it is tough, Milwaukee's one of the best defenses, but he could get blowout run. It's at home. He definitely will pick up extra minutes because of Kyle Anderson. So Caspi, not a bad play either if you really need to go down in 3K range. And then on a power forward, there's not a whole lot here. I think Derek Favors could be a play just because of how he's going to get some center minutes, even though he's probably not going to close, just because of the Clippers being so bad against the big men. And he can definitely get you a double-double. And with the double-double bonus here, just the rebounds and like steals and blocks that he could get, he can definitely get you like 30-plus DraftKings points, and he's going to be good for 6, 7, maybe 8x if he has a good game. So Favors not a bad play. And then elsewhere, JaMychal Green is pretty interesting. I think if Marc Gasol were to play, Jaren Jackson definitely would need to guard Giannis, and that's like an automatic foul trouble there. And if Gasol were to miss, then probably Green has to guard Giannis, and that can mean foul trouble for Green. But JaMychal Green, he's a pretty solid player in terms of fantasy. He has upside, obviously, so definitely a guy that I would look to, really regardless if Gasol is in or not. Obviously, if Gasol were to miss, probably Jackson could start at the 5, Green could be at the 4, makes Green a little bit more chalky, but Green, without Gasol, he can get minutes close to the 30s if Jackson gets into foul trouble, and this is a dude who has he can shoot threes, but he has double upside, gets you steals and blocks. So, if he's going to be low owned with Gasol in, then definitely Green's a nice GPP shot that you can take. And if Gasol is out, then he gets some extra usage, maybe can start. So, not bad. JaMychal Green. Power forward's pretty thin unless you want to play like a small forward at power forward. Obviously, that's something you can do, but it looks pretty thin for now. And then Jonas Jerebko, just deserves a mention because of how thin the value is currently. He still plays some nice minutes, definitely not a whole lot, but he is pretty productive actually out there. And if you get one of these games where he knocks down some shots, because there are games that he just catches fire somehow, like out of nowhere. Like I remember playing him against Toronto when everyone was out for the Warriors. It was just KD and Jerebko. Jerebko played terrific, and he got like near 40 points. Obviously here with everyone healthy, 40's probably not going to happen, but New Orleans, they don't really play defense, and Urepko, he could play maybe close to 20 minutes, and he has some nice upside, just randomly out of nowhere, and his floor is not going to kill you, so 3,300, definitely a play that you can look to. Same with Kem Birch if Mobama were to miss. And then centers, AD's at the top. Don't even care about that first place opponent ranking. Doesn't matter here. AD, terrific play. Golden State gets beat by big men a lot. He's coming off of a ceiling game, but that doesn't really take me off of AD. And he is 1,200 cheaper, so I think AD could possibly be higher owned than Harden. But still, it doesn't really matter because AD is AD. Obviously, that also means that he could be headed to the locker room any game, but he has crazy upside. We know it. This is a terrific spot, obviously. Could blow out, but, if it stays close, you play him because he could get you like an 80, a 90, even 100 even. 80, terrific spot. I think right now I prefer 80 over Harden. That's really hard to say for me, but just because of the $1,200 price difference and how there's no value currently, I think 80, a guy that I want to look to. And then next is Vucevic, 8.9K. Definitely not something that pops out, but he has very crazy and very real upside. And he played very well in the past two meetings last year against the Pistons. He's dominating Drummond, and that was actually with Aaron Gordon in one game. So, and with Blake healthy too, or on the Pistons already after the trade. So Vucevic 8.9K. He has upside, and his floor is pretty safe too. Usually like around 40 at least. So at 8.9K, if he gets you 40, definitely he didn't do his job, but he's not gonna kill you. And the upside is crazy. 70 upside. He's hit over 70 a few times this year too. So Vucevic with upside, with everyone looking at 80 for center, definitely a guy that you can look to. Same with Rudy Gobert, only 8. I shouldn't say only, but 8.5K definitely seems like a pretty nice price tag though for a center who dominates the boards. And the Clippers, we know they struggle. Montrezl Harrell is undersized. Gobert is a lot bigger than Harrell, and without the ball handlers on the court, Gobert has definitely played a lot better without those guys. He stepped it up, and he's gonna get you the minutes, probably double lock easily, and he'll get you blocks. We all know it's steals, defensive player of the year, double, pretty much a lock. Very nice play. I think he's maybe, we can say, a little bit safer than Vucevic, because he's just more consistent. But Vucevic, he probably has the better upside. But I really like both of these centers, and I think in a slate where there's not a whole lot of centers, like other than 80, if you want to play him at center, it's Vucevic or Gobert. So definitely want to pay up. But if you don't, you're trying to get Harden or something, you want to pay down, I think Tristan, if it doesn't blow out, if you think it could stay close, he deserves a look, but definitely not a target for me. I think it could blow out, and even if it doesn't, Nurkic is a really tough matchup. Serge Ibaka against Boston, they've been struggling in centers, but not really a guy that I want to look to because Toronto's all healthy right now. But just a guy that I want to mention because of the mid-range being so kind of like thin, and then really have value. This is crazy to say in 2019, but if Marc Gasol were to miss, Joakim Noah 3.8K. He's not going to play a whole lot of minutes, but 3.8K, he got you 24 in 14 minutes only. This isn't the best matchup because Brook Lopez is going to draw him away from the basket, but he is going to play then. If Marc Gasol is out, definitely going to be chalky if he starts, but hey, if you need the value to fit Harden 80, you got to do it somehow. So guys could definitely do like Harden with like AD, and then your value would be Joakim Noah, which just feels so weird right now, but he's 3,800, and then maybe you look around because if Marc Gasol would have missed, and you can fit other Memphis Grizzlies guys like Caspi, and then definitely it's doable to get Harden 80 together, and then maybe you take like Sheldon Mack because you just want to load up on the Grizzly value. So I think definitely you can do that, but it's kind of thin. Probably not what I'm gonna do, but people can definitely do that if Gasol were to miss, they want to capitalize on the value. But again, there could be some blowout potential depending on how the rotation shakes up for Memphis. But if it were me, I think Harden's a safe play. But obviously AD, I prefer for right now. Things could change. I like both of them. But I think there's definitely guys that you want to try to go up to. So if you play both of those studs, you can't go like Vucevic and like Gobert or something, So if AD is your priority, because I think again it's gonna be one of those slates where you want AD or Harden. I think Lou Will is a guy that stands out, just the price. And then looking elsewhere, I think probably Jaylen Brown. If Marcus Smart were to miss, he'd be pretty popular. So Jaylen Brown gets you some value too. And then I really like Kyrie. Doesn't really mind, or I don't mind having two Celtics. And then if you can get to it, obviously, Gobert or Vucevic, but it's gonna be tough there if you're gonna be playing Kyrie and AD. But yeah, I think AD's the guy for me. And then Kyrie, Lou, Brown if Smart were to miss. So that's kind of how I see it for right now. Things definitely could change, or things definitely will change depending on how these questionable guys pan out. But definitely, follow me on Twitter. I'll definitely tweet out just updates. I'll post some updates down below in the comments for this video too, if something dramatic happens, like an injury. So please follow me on Twitter at BobFools. Link will be in the description. Please leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to the channel as well. So thank you guys and good luck on this slate. Bye.